All right, welcome back, Walkernation. We are here for another Q&A, and this time we'll be having a professional cameraman, my brother. So we have a shit ton of questions here. I have no idea what none of them are, so I'm going to pick the ones I like the best, and I will answer those ones. So first we have Flex Wheeler's physique versus Dorian Yates' physique. Well, they're two totally different physiques, right? So Flex Wheeler has the more prettier physique, while Dorian Yates has the more, what's the word I'm looking for? More extreme more muscle-bound physique. So for me, it just depends what you like, what you go for. I'm more of a Dorian Yates. I like the big muscle guy. I think symmetry, I think, aesthetics goes a long way. But again, that's what classic physique's for. We're bodybuilders and we're meant to be fucking monsters. So I'm gonna pick Dorian Yates' physique. Plus, I'm a huge fan of Dorian as well. Who's your biggest competition at the Arnold? No one. I'm gonna win. No, but I could take the cheesy way out and say my biggest competition is me, right? Because it is. As long as I'm better than New York, I've already won. But the reality is, I think William Bonac is. He's the reigning champ, and I'm coming to take the champ out. So I'm gonna say William Bonac for that one. Let's see. Are you going bald anytime soon? No, I don't think so. I think good hair runs in my genes. So hopefully I can keep my hair as long as possible. Luckily. How much you gonna weigh going into the Arnold Classic? That I don't know. But what I can tell you is my weight is pretty darn close right now to what I weighed when I left to go to the New York Pro. And I'm going to be a lot more conditioned for this show for sure. And it's going to be very exciting to show everyone that. Let's see. Bro Chat and Bodybuilding Bullocks cast all in prime. Who places 1, 2, 3? All in their prime. Well, of course I'm number 1. In their prime. I want to go with Nathan. And then probably Fouad. I'm going to pick Fouad. I think Fouad in his prime had a really, really good physique. Let's see. Do you get sleep apnea? No. Actually, I don't. Believe it or not, I sleep like a baby when I'm in the off season, especially when I'm like 280 plus. I sleep like a baby. The only time my sleep ever, I'd say, suffers is probably when I get close to a show. You're low on food, low on body fat, and that will, tend to, mess up your sleep a little bit. But normally, no. Especially when I'm at my heaviest, I sleep like a baby, 100%. Opinion on Dorian Yates. Being a huge fan of Dorian Yates, I think me and him have the same mindset. I think, when it came to training, I was a big fan of his training method, and that's somewhat how I train. I think I do a little more volume than he does, but overall it's pretty much the same. And if I could, I would definitely do what he did, which is just pop out of the woodworks win the Olympia, and then go hibernate and come out of the woodworks again and shock everyone all over again. I think that is just badass, but obviously in this day and age you can't do that. But overall, I think Dorian Yates is probably one of the greatest in my opinion. Will you and Blessing ever do a training session together? Yes, I would like to. Probably not right now, being 2 weeks out from the Arnold and 4 weeks out from Olympia. I'm pretty picky on who I train with. And right now, I just kind of prefer to train alone at this point. So probably after the Olympia, I would like to get a good leg session with Blessing since he has the little legs. And I can definitely help him with that. So definitely after the Olympia, I would like that, definitely enjoy that happening. Do you prefer train weak points or strong points? I prefer to train all points. I like to make my stronger points stronger and my weak points strong. I don't really have a preference. You know, if I do have a weak point, I might prioritize that a little more. But if you have a strong point, just make it stronger. And if you have a weak point, make it strong. It's simple. How did you manage time when you worked full time and did bodybuilding? I mean, it was rough. I mean, when I worked in a nursing home from 7 to 3, you know, I would get up around like 5, do my cardio, eat, and then go to work. Luckily, the boss that I had was pretty lenient and cool, so you know, I pretty much ate on the times I needed to eat. And then after 3, I just went and trained, came home, finished my day, prepped my food for the next day, and just started all over. I mean, you just have to really, you know, figure out what schedule works best for you according to your work schedule, and just go from there. How long do you usually sleep at night? And how long are your naps? I usually go to bed around 10:30, and I get up around 7-ish. But like I said, right now being 2 weeks out from the show, the sleep isn't like, you know, like throughout. I definitely wake up to pee like once or twice. And I definitely have cotton mouth now that my body is really drying out. So that sucks. But I try to get at least at this point, a solid 6 to 7 hours for sure. And naps, if I do nap, it's maybe like 15-20 minutes. I really don't nap that often as I probably should. Top 3 Olympia. Say the names. Okay. Rami, Brandon, Nick. No order. Can you talk about the trauma and how you get over it? Do you have PTSD? So I'm going to guess that this question is referring to when I was molested as a child. I don't truly think you ever get over it. I think it's a part of you. It's who you are now. It's just you learn how to deal with it. You know, when I was younger, you know, it put me in a deep rut for sure. Like I've explained in other videos, like I got really bad with drugs, drinking, whatever the case is. I got in some good trouble. And I was headed down a dark path. I really was. And I had to make a choice. And this is where I believe that it doesn't matter what kind of help you get if you're not willing to help yourself. No matter what anyone does for you, it's just not going to work. So I was just willing to make the changes myself, and I found ways to help me cope with it better, which was lifting, which then turned into bodybuilding for sure. And I use my story as a positive now in hopes to, like I said, let others see the light at the dark tunnel, that it's in the past. You know, yes, it's a part of you, but you can move on from it and not let it consume you. And as far as PTSD, I mean, I'm sure I did, or do. It's just not something I really ever think about, to be honest, because I have just kind of moved on with my life, and I'm focused on bigger and better. And my past is my past, and I don't really want to think about it that often. How do you motivate yourself every day? That's easy, you know. I just think of the end goal. I have a true end goal, which is winning the Arnold Classic and winning the Olympia, and that's what keeps me motivated, to be honest. I mean, I know how to stay motivated regardless, because I love what I do. You know, if you love what you do, I believe you'll always be motivated. And that's just the way I think of it. And of course, having the support that I have from family, from my sponsors, my friends, all you guys out there, like it helps. It plays a big role for me. So as much as, you know, I motivate you guys motivate me to be the best that I can be. So I'm always motivated no matter what. Are you single? If yes, why? Yes, I am single. And for me, I'm trying to think of the right words. Bodybuilding, I believe, is a very tough life to have a relationship in. It really takes a special kind of woman to understand what it takes to be the champion, especially how selfish bodybuilding is. And it's tough because you have to be selfish. You really do. Some women are about it, and when they are about it, they're only about it for a certain amount of time. So for me, I just rather avoid heartbreaks right now. And if one day I come across someone that's, you know, is just like she's in it to win it, then we'll, you know, I'll cross that path when it comes. But I prefer to be single right now, for sure. What's your mindset going into the Arnold? Winning. I mean, people think I'm arrogant for that, but who competes to not win? That's the real question, in my opinion. Who competes to be second, third, fourth, or fifth? It makes no sense. If that's your mindset, don't even show up, man. Like, and people, you know, they think I'm arrogant because I'm the new guy, I'm this, I'm that, but I was raised to have the mindset of winning. And winning is the only mindset that I have, will have, always will have. And it's the mindset anyone should have. And even if I perhaps don't win the Arnold, my mindset doesn't change. Any show I go into, I'm going to win. That's just how it is for me. Best exercises for chest. The ones that you can contract the muscle the best with, whether it's dumbbells, a barbell, a Smith, machines, whatever works best for you, that's what you do. Don't do what everyone else does, because that may not work for you. So if you do, you know, incline barbell, you don't feel it, guess what? Don't do it. If you do incline dumbbells and that works better, do it. That's just, you got to do what works best for your body. What speed incline do you use on your treadmill? When I do treadmill, I probably do like a 6-7 incline, and I'll start at like a 3.0 walk, and then you know, every 5-10 minutes, depending on how long my cardio is, I'll go up a little bit to like 301, 302, 303. I really won't go any higher than 303. You know, I'm short, I got little legs, that's pretty fast for me. So that's pretty much what I do. Depending on how I feel, I might boost the incline up even higher, but as far as speed walk, I probably won't go any faster than like a 3.3. Favorite exercises for back width and thickness. So width, my favorite exercise is probably pull-ups, assisted pull-ups. I just feel with those, I can get a really good stretch, I can get a really good squeeze and contraction, and it really just pumps up my lats and really makes my back really wide. As far as thickness, I have a lot. I love bent over barbell rows, preferably in the Smith. Again, only because I'm able to really control the weight in a Smith. I'm really able to squeeze the back, so that helps. T-bar rows, and I really love one-arm dumbbell rows. If you do them properly and not try to go so heavy and really just contract a lot, your back will develop like crazy. What's something that always motivated you no matter throughout your bodybuilding career? Probably the amount of support that I have from my family from start till now. I mean, I guess I could say start to finish, because when I'm done, they'll still be supportive. But definitely my family, for sure. You know, they've been with me since day one, and that's hard to come by these days, is a family that really supports bodybuilding because of, you know, of everything it entails. But I'm at a point now where they've given so much that now I'm on the mission to give back. Like me becoming Mr. Olympia, me winning the Arnold, it's not just for me or about me, it's about them. And every time I win, I just, you know, I want them to have a good portion of whatever I make, just because that's my goal. You know, I want to retire my family early. I want them to live a good life. And I just want them to be happy and not, you know, struggle. Will you be doing meet and greets at a booth at the Olympia Expo? I mean, I'll be doing meet and greets. I don't know if I'll be at a booth though, but I'll definitely be at the meet and greet part of the Olympia. I don't know about the Expo part though. Why do most pro bodybuilders wear a belt in most of their training sessions? I think it's just more of the principle of just being able to control the breathing. I don't think they're doing it to shrink the waist. I just think wearing a belt during training just helps keep it under control, so it doesn't, you know, splatter everywhere. But that's why I do it. I know it's not going to shrink the waist. But I think a majority of people do it just to help keep their stomach under control. How long do you think you'll be able to compete? I don't know. I'm hoping for many, many years. As I said, my goal is to win 10 Olympias, so you know, I'm just going to keep going as long as I feel good and I'm enjoying it. You know, that's the main thing. You know, the moment you stop enjoying what you're doing, it's over at that point, I feel. Unless your body, you know, Father Time hits your body first. But once you stop having fun, that's pretty much it. But I plan on going until the wheels falls off for me. How does it feel to be working out around competition, Ian and cbum? Well, cbum is not my competition. Cbum is classic physique. But it's awesome to train around classic physique Olympia winner, for sure, going for their third title, which I believe he will, 100%. Me and Chris Bumstead, I believe, have a very similar mindset. Being we are both young in the industry, even though he's, you know, a little further than me in terms of winning. But I know we are very similar in terms of we have a very strict schedule. We like to train at the same time, we like to eat at the same time, we like to do this at the same time every day. So I think that's very cool that me and him have that same mindset. As far as Ian, it's good. I think it's good to train around competition because I know he sees how hard I'm working, which definitely is going to make him work harder, and vice versa. So I think it's good for everyone all around, and I'm definitely excited to stand next to him on the Arnold and Olympia stage for sure. Do you plan on living in Florida long term? If not, where would you move to? Yes, I do plan on living in Florida long term. I do love Florida. I think it's a great place. I've built my own little family down here with my sponsors, who I greatly appreciate. And I know my family plans on moving down here as well. But if I did decide to move, I would definitely like to see what either Vegas or Texas is like. I know there's a lot of good a bodybuilding scene in Texas, and obviously Vegas is known for their bodybuilding, obviously. So I would definitely test those two out if I had the choice. Would you have beaten Jay Cutler in his prime? If I'm speaking honestly for the first time, no, I don't think I would have. In my opinion, Jay Cutler's the GOAT. Even though, he only had 4 Mr. O titles, Jay Cutler is all around just the GOAT, man. The way, he was able to hide all his weaknesses and everything else, that's what a champion is. And that's my goal, is to be like that for sure. But if we battled it out from in his prime and me right now, Jay Cutler would beat me for sure. If you could compete against one legend, who would it be? Excluding Jay Cutler, because I always say Jay Cutler, I'm going to say probably Dorian Yates. I would like to compete against Dorian Yates in his prime and see what that's like. Is going all the way to failure in every set works, especially for the back? Well, this is varies. Depends how many sets to a failure you're doing. If you're doing 1 to 2 sets to a failure per exercise, say 4 to 5 exercises, no, I don't see that as a problem. If you're doing 4 to 5 sets to a failure, 6 exercises, then you might be overdoing it a little bit. So this it just varies. And you also have to test it out for yourself to see how quick you recover for your following back day. But it all depends how your body responds. I like to go pretty, not low volume, not high volume. I work best in the moderate volume, in my opinion. So you got to test it out for yourself. I can see your brother has moved in. What's it like not having the house to yourself anymore? Right now, my brother's staying with me. He's not exactly moved in. He's only staying with me for some time. What happened was he is going to be in control of my YouTube. We are going to go halves on it. So probably after the holidays, him and his wife are going to find a place to live in Florida close to me. So, I mean, yeah, technically until then he will be living with me, but it's not permanent. It's just a better situation to get things started and rolling with my YouTube, to get the films rolling, and also he's my brother, and I just thought this would be best for both of us, since it'll allow us to get closer, and I don't mind being around my brother too often, and I'm just excited for that whole situation in itself. Okay, let's see. I think that'll be it. From what I'm seeing here, Yeah, okay. So that will be it for today's Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed this, as I enjoy doing it for you guys as well. So be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you guys are aware of all my videos. Thank you again for all your support, and make sure you guys comment below. Just let me know if anything else you guys want to see. Anything you guys are interested in seeing, because obviously now having my brother here, I will be putting out content as much as possible that we can do. So you guys let me know what you want to see, and we'll make that happen for you. Thank you again.